Sutra on the 42 sections spoken by the awakened one. So good evening, Maria Sangha. Today is August 8, 2018. Welcome for tonight's meditation and Dharma talks. Everybody ready for the retreat this Saturday? To remind that we have a retreat this Saturday, if there's a sign sheet up there, and then there's schedule on the wall if you want to take a picture and then with you. So tonight we look deeply to chapter 13 and chapter 14, the section on the Buddha talk about 42 section. Last time we talked about the 20 difficult things in our life. Today we are on section 13. So Marcus, can you read section 13 for us?
Sure. Questions about the way and past lives. A Shramana asked the Buddha, by what causes and conditions can I know my past lives and understand the ultimate way? The Buddha said, by purifying your mind and preserving your resolve, you can understand the ultimate way. Just as when you polish a mirror, the dust vanishes and the brightness remains. So too, if you cut off desire and do not seek, you then can know past lives.
Okay. So this section talk about the way in the past life. So this is our number one question. Do we have past life? Right. So this is the Buddha answer. Very simple. So he said that Saranama asked the Buddha, by what cause and condition can I know my past life and understand the ultimate way? So generally, how do we know that we have past life? Usually, lay people they came to ask us this question. We usually don't answer. We let them practice until their enlightenment, and they will know their past life. Here the Buddha said the same thing, that if you want to know your past life, first you have to practice. You don't have to, if you don't practice, then we try to answer, you don't never understand, and then you will never believe. So in Buddhism, first, when you come, you have to practice, understand, then you will get result, then you will understand. So there's no blind belief, right? So the first thing the Buddha asked, the Saramana asked the Buddha, how do we know, how do we understand the ultimate way? So the ultimate way here is the way of practice, how to get enlightenment, right? So the first Dharma the Buddha gave to the 5 brothers, everybody remember? What is the first Dharma did he give? Everybody remember? Okay. The Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, right? So where did he spoke him? At the deer parks, right? So this is the first Dharma talks he taught to the 5 disciples, that we have to understand the Four Noble Truths. There's suffering, cause of suffering, the end of suffering, and the path leading to end of suffering. So here he wants to understand the ultimate way. So the ultimate way is to end up our suffering. So we live in this world, we all have suffering, right? Everybody. Doesn't matter how rich you are. You are a millionaire, or you are a homeless person. You always have suffering. So how can we able to relieve our suffering? By understanding the way. by understanding our suffering. So if you want to cure your disease, you have to understand your disease, right? If you want to relieve your suffering, first you have to understand your suffering. So that's why when you get angry and you ask, how can I get rid of my anger? And then we have to ask, where this angry come from, right? So you have to ask yourself, that is the method, right? You cannot just use some path or something, medication or medicine to drink and then get angry away, right? You cannot do that. So angry, frustrated, greed, desire, we have to understand them. And we're able to relieve them. So first we have to understand the problem, and we have to learn to solve it, right? So here, one of the disciples of the Buddha asked, how can we understand our past life and understand the ultimate way? The Buddha said that by purify your mind, right? So if you want to know your past life, first you have to purify your mind and able to understand the ultimate way. Just he give example to like we polish a mirror, right? There's a mirror and you polish, you get rid of the dust, and the bright will appear, right? So your mind is the same thing. From the eon of life, everything is inside of our mind. From the past 1,000 million eon of life, all the past life is stored in our mind. So if you want to understand your life, go back to your mind, right? Because our mind is like a recorder, right? A camera. It records all million of your life in the past. So if you want to see your past life by meditation, calm your mind and you look deeply to your consciousness, and all your your life is stored in there. You see that? So that's why he said that we have to practice and to able to clear our mind. So when our mind is clear, we will see everything. That's why the Buddha, when he enlightened, he become a Buddha, he able to see his past life, many thousand years of years. He also see other people past life by looking at their mind. You see that? But for us, we cannot, because we are not truly enlightened yet, right? We cannot able to read other people's mind, right? You see that? So you can tell that if you are enlightenment or not enlightenment by look at other people's mind, read other people's mind, right? If you cannot read their mind, then you are not that level yet. You see that? So you can ask yourself, have I got enlightenment yet? Okay, you look at the ant. Can you read the ant mind? Can you read the grasshopper or the cat, the dog mind? No. Then you are not truly enlightenment yet. You see that? So there's many ways you can tell that you're enlightenment or not enlightenment. So here one of the ways the Buddha taught us how to purify our mind. So this weekend retreat, we will purify our mind. You have 8 hours to spend quiet time, peace, to purify your mind. So purify our mind is the number one thing, right? Because our minds contain of, what does it contain? Ego, angry, frustrated. So in generally, we have 2 types of mind. The delusion mind have all this anger, delusion, stress. But the real mind, what we call the ultimate mind, does not contain of this stuff. You see that? But actually, we say 2 minds is a term. But actually we have 1 mind, the true greatest mind. And then we just forgot this ultimate mind. Then we chasing the false mind, what we call the unreal mind. That's why we have a lot of thought. So first, our practice to see our past life is by purifying our mind. So that's what we do, right? First, we have to purify our minds. Anything arises in your mind, anger, frustration, delusion, all distress, we try to purify. So just like polish a mirror. A mirror, the nature of mirror is always bright. It's just the dust that's covered up. So when we clean the mirrors, do we clean the dust or the mirrors? Yeah, the dust. So our mind is the same thing. Our two minds is already clear like a mirror. We need to clean what? The thinking mind, right? The delusion mind. You see that? It's like you sit in here, you have peace, calm, you have no thinking. And suddenly this anger arises. Distress is right, lonely arises. So we need to clean that thing. Right? But our true nature is already clean, clear. It's like a mirror. A mirror don't need to clean, right? The mirror nature is pure, shiny. It's just all this dust that cover up. And then we try to clean it up, the dust. So whenever we polish or cleaning the dust in front of the mirrors, right? So that's why we have to clean every day, every night, until your mind is clear. And until your mind is truly clear, then you're able to see yourself, see your past life. Not only this life, but many, many thousands of years before that. So, anybody polish their mirrors every day? Or you just come here, just want a weekend clean? If you wait until you come here, your dust will be covered up. Yeah. So that's why we have to clear every day. Don't wait until you come here. So meditation is a method that helps you to clean your mirrors, clean your mind. Any thought arises in your mind, try to clear right away. Don't wait until it's too late. Right? When the dust is too covered up, too many, then it takes longer. Right? So for example, if you get angry all the time, you get get grouchy, grumpy. That's your becoming habit already. Now it's hard for you to get rid of this habit, right? So it takes time and patience. So here we want to polish, we want to purify our minds every day, every second, every minute, right? Don't wait until you meditate or wait until you come here, right? So that is essential for us to polish our mind. So by polish our mind, we have to cut all our desire. The desire of fame, fortune, beauty, all those desires, right? And we do not seek. The word term seek means you are wanting. Just like you meditation and you want into enlightenment. I want to enlightenment, I want to enlightenment. Can you get enlightenment? No. Because you meditation and you want enlightenment, that is desire. Then you will never get enlightenment. You see that? So in meditation, just any thoughts arise, try to let it go. Don't hang on it. Right? If you meditate and you try to think, you try to accomplish something, then you will never get it. Right? So that is our true practice, to cut off all desire, any desire in your mind. Try to cut off. Cut off here doesn't mean you reduce, because as a human you cannot completely cut off, right? Because we are human, we have to save something to live, right? So we have to reduce our desire. It's like usually you desire many things. Now you practice the way, you desire less, right? Sometimes you desire 10 or 20 or 30 pair of shoes. Now you practice, you only need 5 or 7, 5 or 6 or 7, right? Just 7 pair of shoes a week, then you can go work. You can wear differently. So your co-worker say, oh, you wear the same shoe every day. You get embarrassed, you get funny, all that stuff, right? So just get seven pair of shoes. But for Buddhist monk, we have only 3 robes. You come here every day, I wear the same thing. I don't feel any embarrassed, I don't feel any shy, right? Because that's natural, right? That's natural for us. But for you, when you have go to a party, you have to wear different. You go wedding, you have to wear different. You go to this place, that place, you wear differently, right? Because you tend to what? You tend to show off. You tend to shine, right? So the more you have, the more desire. It's harder for you to get rid of. So you can have a 10 pair of shoes, but don't try to get too many, right? If you have too many shoes, many clothes, many material, then what? You will be suffering. You have no money, right? Imagine some people have 1,000 of clothes in the closet, but they only wear once in their life, and they store it there. And every time they just open their closet and look at it. Why don't they bring to garage sale or give it to poor people, right? So what's the point? Sometimes we just don't understand why. Right? So here, that is our desire. Actually, we don't wear it, but that's our desire. Collection. Everybody have a collection in here? People collect like 1,000 million of cars, right? Vehicle, clothes, shoes, right? But when you look back, a lot of people, they don't have car to drive, they have no clothes to wear. So you look at the people, so why you give yourself? When you die, you don't bring with you anyway, right? So here we tend to live with limit clothes, limit shoe, limit materials. So we learn to share other people, right? Sometimes we learn to share for other people. So that's our practice. That is the ultimate way, right, to reduce our desire, to reduce our thinking. Okay, we are on section 14. Anybody? Stephen, can you read for us?
Asking about goodness and greatness. A Shramana asked the Buddha, "What is goodness? What is the foremost greatness?" The Buddha said, "To practice the way and uphold the truth is goodness. To unite your will with the way is greatness."
Okay, so this is 2 questions. First, what is goodness and what is greatness? So goodness is different from greatness, right? So his answer, one of the monks asked the Buddha, what is the goodness? And what is the foremost greatest? The Buddha said the goodness is you are able to practice the way, right? Understand the ways is goodness. But you have to unite the way is greatness. What does it mean you have to unite it? I mean you achieve the way, but don't attach to the practice. It's like whatever method you practice, that's good, right? But when you get there, don't attach to your practice. That my method is better than your method. Then what? Then greatness become greatness, right? So I mean, whatever method you practice, you use your daily life to calm your mind. That is the goodness. But the ultimate greatness is not attached to it, and to achieve the way, I mean the enlightenment, achieve the result. So in generally, most of us, we able to understand everything well, right? We understand all this method, but when we put into practice, it's very difficult, right? So that's why the Buddha wants us to get the greatest is to get the result, not just learning. So you come here you get educated, you learning the method, but you have to what? You have to practice, right? Just like you are sick, you go to the doctor, and the doctor give you medication. Then you just hold your medication on your hand. You never take a pill. Then your disease or your sickness will never cure, right? So you have to take the medication. You have to take the medicine to drink. So your illness or your sickness will be less reduced. So here the Buddha said the same thing. When we are good chef, we know how to cook. After you cook good food, then what? Then you have to eat. You just not just cook and put it here, then I'm great. But if you cook, you never eat, then you are not great chef, right? So here the same thing. The first thing is the goodness is know the way, practice the way, and the greatest is to get the result, right? So that is the two simple sections that we can apply. So from now on, do you want to know your past life? Everybody, yes, we want to know our past life. Purify your mind. You will know. Nobody answer for you. You have to what? Because you have everything in your mind. All the past life is stored into you. You have the video. Only you yourself can see it. Right? Nobody can. So that is great. So, and then the section number 14, what is goodness and what is greatness? This is the two things, the goodness and the greatness. That we are able to practice and get the result, and then we become every day less suffering, less anxiety, less fear, less anger, right? So our practice, the more we practice, the lesser our ego. If you practice and your ego gets larger, then what? You are on the wrong path, right? So you have to look at yourself. Is it my practice? Is it my ego get larger? I get grouchy easily. I get upset easily. I get mad easily. Right? You have to ask yourself. Then your practice is not right. Something wrong. Right? Sometimes we understand, and then our practice is different. This is 180 degrees. Understanding is one way, but put into practice is another way. Right? Understanding is like 50%, and put into practice is like another 50%. The total is 100%. Right? So people sometimes they sit together and they know everything, but when problem come, they cannot handle. Suffer come, they cannot handle. Even though they know, oh, this is bad, that bad, but why is that? Do you have a problem with it? This? We all do, right? Because every day we don't practice. We wait until the problem comes, then we practice. But that time is late already, right? So that's why we have to practice every day, every night. So this what we call routine in a monastery. Every day we have to meditate. We have a schedule. Right? What hour we need to do, what hour we need to work, what hour we need to cook, what hour we need to sit, what hour we need to recite. So every day we follow this schedule. So if you follow this schedule, your monkey mind will be less and less every day. Right? If you have this schedule, routine schedule, then this is the way. That is for beginner. That is for who practice longer. Even monks, we have to follow that schedule, right? Unless you become a Buddha, you need to schedule, right? So that is the way, that is the greatest way, is to understand and put into practice. Okay, we will stop here. Do you have any question, comment about the two sections? Very simple, right? Very simple section. Anybody first time here? You are first time here, right? And you? Okay. Do you understand? Oh, that's
I
good.
have a question.
Okay.
So this refers to past lives.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that you have memories, but maybe you don't want to remember them. Maybe they're associated with other things,
Mm-hmm.
like symptoms, mental health conditions, things like that. Does it still apply, or come back to your memories?
It depends on how you want to remember.
Okay.
If it's good for you, then you remember. If it's not good for you, then no need. Because we have a lot of past bad past memory, right? But we don't want to remember. But here the Buddha says, when you enlightenment, you have no more suffering. You have no more attachment, then you're able to remember. Past life will not affect you, but you learn that lesson. But right now we are suffering. We don't want the past to appear again. That's different. That's not, a person is not enlightenment yet. And all the past that arise there make them more suffering. You see that? Sometimes we have a bit terrible, when we are a child, we don't want those memory to come back, right? Doesn't mean a person who have not enlightenment yet, because they still attach their past memory. So we don't want to do that. But here the Buddha said, one, you want to get enlightenment. When you're enlightenment, you are free of suffering. So you're able to see your past life, oh, that is, it is. But you don't have no more suffering. You see that? So that's a different story. So sometimes we don't want to remember our past life. It's sometimes scary, right? We did something bad in the past, it's come up every time, right? So that's a good question. Okay.
Through my daily life, I often remember Dharma talks and lessons that I've read or studied or here in Dharma class, and I reference those to myself throughout the day, and at times people tell me about their troubles, and I try to give them a little bit of wisdom that I've learned. Does that mean I'm attaching to that?
No, you're just helping.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just helping them. Compassion.
What about when, let's say I run into an experience during the day where I do sense some frustration, potentially anger, and I'm looking forward to getting home to do my practice, just to calm myself down and try to forget about the day or those items that occurred. Is that an attachment?
For beginner, we need to do those things. But when you're advanced, everything come and go through our experience. Right? Sometimes we have a bad day, and then we want to go home and we don't want to remember that thing. Right? Doesn't mean you run away your problem. Then next time you have to deal with that. Right? Yeah.
What about unhealthy relationships? Things that you want to leave behind?
Yes, it depends on you. Just like I told you, if some unhealthy relationship, but the more doesn't matter how much you try to stay away, it is inside of you already. So we have to learn to face the reality. Right? The more you run away, the problem will be with you. Why don't we solve right here in the moment? So if you solve right here in the moment, then the problem when come back to you, it does not bother you. But you try to run away, you try to hide, then the problem will come back to you with a different situation, different time. Because you run away the problem, you're not solving the problem. So our practice is to solve the problem, to calm the problem, and then next time it arises, we feel better. We feel not stressed out. We feel not all those stuff. Right? So our problem is not to run away, but to deal with it, solve it. If anything that we have a strength, power, then we try to solve. Most people, they don't like the past life. If the past couple, when they're a child, they have abuse or something, they don't want to remember. Then they drink medication to try to run away. Then the problem will never disappear. So here we try to help you to solve that problem by face it, deal with it, and understand compassion, love, and kindness. Then you will able to help you able to have compassion, love, and kindness. Then you engulf the problem. So the problem, the thought arises next time, you feel okay. You see that? So there's two different things. One is run away, one is face with it. If sometimes it's difficult to face a different time. Right? Some problem is so big, so difficult. When it's arising in our mind, we become tired, fear, anxiety. So that's why we need to practice. We need to follow the method, the way. Because nothing will disappear. Everything is you see, you hear, you taste, you smell is inside your mind. From the day you're born until to the present day, everything you do is just stores in there. You see that? So it depends on how strong you store, how strong you remember. Just like we have a bad problem and we try to run away, then that problem will come back all the time. Sometimes we have a nightmare. You see? So why don't we deal with it right now? Right? So this is the way we have to learn and to practice and to deal by compassion, by love and kindness, by engulf all the problems we have in the past life. Everyone have a difficult problem, right? So we have to learn to deal with it. Okay.
Question. On the schedule for the retreat, it says 8 precepts.
Okay. Have you never taken the
5.
retreat?
5.
We just add 3 more precepts from that day, 8 hours. So for 8 hours, you take another 3 precepts. I will explain this Saturday. So, have you ever been in the retreat? You don't remember the 8 precepts? Okay. Try to look at the video. We have last June retreat video up here. This Saturday I will explain some more. The other 3 precepts is very simple. Don't eat afternoon. After we eat one time, we don't eat anymore. And we don't sit high bed, fancy bed. Here we cannot sleep anyway. The other thing is like we cannot listen music, singing, dancing. Okay. Any further question, comment? Yes?
I had a question about last week's section.
Okay.
Section 12, where the line that said it is difficult to practice equanimity of mind.
Mhm.
So you might speak more on that about equanimity.
Equanimity mind is the mind with goodness. So like a person you don't like, can you feel good with that person? So like a co-worker you don't like, can you be around with them and be like your family? It's like an enemy in front of your face, you feel them like your friends, your best friend. It's like that. The enemy, equanimity mind is the mind with calm, peace, with no discrimination, enemy or friends, no attachment. So live with that mind. So when you live with that mind, nobody is your enemy. Right? A person you hate the most, always around you, can you have this calm, stillness mind? Or you just agitate, you want to get them go away. Right? So this is very hard, right? Equanimity mind. So another thing is when we practice deeper, this equanimity mind is your thought. When we meditate, we have a lot of thought. Do we have calm and peace with our thought, or can we just hate our thought? Run away our thought. We try to distance our thinking. Right? So there's many levels of equanimity mind. Depend on how you practice, depend on how deeply you practice. That's why it's difficult, right? Okay. Okay, any other question? Okay. Yes, go ahead.
I just have a comment. That
Okay.
For me to do the meditation, if I chase after the payoff of reducing stress, so someday it's going to change? reason, I have to have a reason to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets me to do it. Is
Yes.
that I want to deal with stress or anxiety or whatever. So eventually that will go away.
That's your comment or your question?
I don't know.
You say you-
I guess. Is that normal? Is that usual? And then eventually someday it will get better, get easier. I won't have to have a payoff to do it.
Like what?
I won't have to have a reason to do it.
Yeah, when you don't need, you have no more suffering, you don't need to do it. You have no more anger, you're more frustrated, and you don't need it. So we have, it's like, why do we go to school? Right? Get educated, get a good job, make money. That's force you to do it. Right? So meditation is the same thing. The schedule, why do I have to do it? Help me to release my suffering, release my anxiety, fear, all that stuff. Then I do it. If this meditation don't help you, then what the point? If school is not helping you, what the point? Go learn it. You see that? So everything have a goal. Right? Just go ahead.
So, meditation is something that you can practice anywhere. Is that correct? I know that some places are unsafe, you know, like if you were in certain areas or certain communities.
No, meditation is everywhere. We have 4 positions: there's standing meditation, there's walking meditation, there's lying, recline meditation, there's sitting. So whatever position is meditation you can do. Meditation is like to help you to calm your mind. During you sitting, driving, whatever you do, wash dish is meditation. Meditation is just a method, that's all. So you don't have to, you can go any environment, you can go casino and meditate. You can too go to the mall and meditate. And meditate is like help you to awareness yourself, help you to avoid mindfulness thing around you. Whatever you do, just mindfulness, awareness what you're doing. Right? Like you're washing the dish, you're driving, you're sitting, you take a shower. You can meditate on that by awareness thing around you, mindfulness what you do. So meditating is like mindfulness, awareness, what you're doing. Any thought arise, angry, frustrated, let it go. That's all. Very simple. You don't have to come and sit. But sitting position is the strongest. It's more like strength than walking or lying. If you lie, then you fall asleep. If you walk and you get tired. If you run, let's go run in meditation, right? You can run and meditate. So whatever method you use. So we have 24 hours. At least spend 1 or 2 hours a day sitting. You don't have to sit cross legged. You can sit on the chair, on the sofa, or sit on the tree, or in the garden, whatever. Sit and observe your breath, observe your mind. Right? So you can practice meditation anyway, as you wish. Right? What's the best is you have to find a good environment. For beginners, you need environment. Because the environment is very essential. If you don't, if you meditate and you sit in a bar or warm up or Fat Maya, it's hard to concentrate. People are screaming, yelling, shouting, it's very hard. Right? That's why you have to find a quiet place. In your house, your room, or whatever, or the monastery, or the park. You go to any parks that is calm, quiet. Just sit under the beach, under the tree. Okay, any question, comment? Just go, you back there.
A comment.
Okay.
I used to know somebody who remembered past lives,
Mm-hmm.
and she told me about 3 of them. I believe there were others that she could remember. And I was in one of the past lives, and she explained it to me. Just a comment.
Okay. Anybody else?
I did have a question.
Okay.
You said sitting meditation is better than walking meditation, or explain that again?
When you're sitting, you have more strength, you have more focus, and walking like more distract. It's like you study. When you study, you sit down better, or you walk and study better.
Well, some people study better when they walk.
Oh, really? All students?
Like Isaac Newton, for example.
But sometimes you have to sit.
Usually he walked around while he was thinking. That's my understanding.
Yeah, that's his thinking. Only thinking certain. But when he study, he writing, he have to sit down. You cannot walk in and write.
That's correct.
There we go. So sometimes we just because he got discover something by walking, but most of the time we study writing, sitting. You understand what I say?
So back to the meditation part,
Yes.
the sitting meditation is basically stronger.
Yes, less stronger. But you can enlightenment walking, standing, whatever. Like when we walk in, it's like we have this drive, right? But when you're sitting, you have more focus. About 99% people they like sitting, except 1% that they do walking, they cannot sit. So all position is good, but like sitting is more stronger, better constraint, better concentration when you sit. If you walk, you cannot walk 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? You get tired, you get sweat, and then stuff. So all position is good meditating, but except sitting, like more practical. Okay. Any more question, comment? Okay, I will see you this Saturday. So next Wednesday we have no class because I have to go to Montana by some temple. So we have this Saturday retreat, and then next Wednesday we have no class, and then the following Wednesday we have class.
Are you going to the Temple of the Thousand Buddhas?
Yes.
I'm from Montana.
Oh, that's good. So I will. How long you live here? You live here already?
I just moved here in January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So beautiful temple up there. Huh?
What was that?
It's very beautiful up there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I
10,000.
Yeah,
I think that there's a big garden.
yeah, yes.
How many acres? Like 300 acres?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's like
Yeah, hilly forest.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's good. You will say hello from you.
Yeah, thank you.
How long you live here?
Live there?
Yeah.
I grew up on the other side of Montana for
Mhm.
18 years and then lived in Missoula
Missoula.
for like 3 years.
Okay.
So,
So how long you go to that monastery?
yeah. I only went once.
Oh, I see. So you remember well.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, there's the retreat. You can sign up after class. Living being or innumerable, I vow to save them all. Reflection or endless, I vow to read them all. The Dharma door uncountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha ways in itself, I vow to attain it. I vow to the merit and virtue from this will go everywhere, enrich everyone, so that our world and all living beings will realize the